Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin smashed 68 Gs today. Make some noise for that. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as well as breaking news. El Salvador's first Bitcoin bank is prepped now. Also, Elon moved $760 million worth of Bitcoin from Tesla to unknown wallets last night. Max responded he's depositing it to Howard Lutnick's new Bitcoin bank, and he'll use it as collateral to borrow. We'll also be discussing a Trump pump as Bitcoin climbs to 2.5-month high as Trump widens the lead above 20%, above, of course, Harris. We'll also be discussing MicroStrategy shares soar 1,540% since 2020, outperforming the S&P 500, as well as breaking news. Italy considers raising capital gains tax on Bitcoin to 42% from 26%. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin dominance hits a 3.5-year high against the alts as many get left behind. We'll also be discussing a very bullish outturn here. Lights go mega green. Trader unveils 142,000 massive price target for Bitcoin following an abrupt Bitcoin rally. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. If you're new to the stream, important to smash the likes. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Today is pod episode 1789. I'm your host, JV. It's October 16, 2024. Uptober in full effect. We already captured 68. We're very close to price discovery, which we achieved in mid-March, which is currently standing at 73,800. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Bitcoin in the green, baby. Up 1.25%, trading above 67,700. We have Ether up 0.7%, trading above 2,600. Doge, one of the top gainers, up 9%, trading at looks like 12.5 cents. We'll also check out CoinMarketCap right here. Current crypto market cap stands at $2.32 trillion. Bitcoin market cap on the climb. I love it. $1.33 trillion. And the volume, 92 billion in the past 24 hours. And the Bitcoin dominance has been on a tear all the way up to 57.7%, leaving many of these alts in the dust as ETH dominance is down to 13.6%. And we'll be discussing the Bitcoin dominance metric in greater detail a little later. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Ironically enough, FTT leading the pack with 16% gain. We have Dogecoin up 10% and Helium up 4%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out crypto bubbles. We get a visual perspective on the day. I'd say 60-40 in the red overall in the market. And zooming out on the monthly, it's like 90% in the green. Some impressive gainers around the clock here. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index today, we're back in the 70s. 73 greed, yesterday 65, last week a 49 neutral, and 39 fear for last month. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We have 184,000 blocks to go into the next halving. We're currently on block 865,929, and you can currently trade $1 for 1,476 Satoshis. A few days ago, it was above 1,600. Yesterday, it was above 1,500. The longer you wait, the more you lollygag. Unfortunately, that conversion is going to continue to go down. So stack sats accordingly. Let's dive into today's technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. It reads, Bitcoin risks exit pump on 3-month DXY highs as the Bitcoin price hits 68,000. But before we even dive deeper into the TA, let's just pull up some interesting news. Breaking, Max tweeted, El Salvador's first Bitcoin bank is being prepped now. The impact on the El Salvador economy will be 10x what the current iteration of the volcano bond might be. Move here. Deposit the Bitcoin at the Bitcoin bank. Borrow fiat and buy property. Your Bitcoin and property. Rocket ship to the moon. The cost basis for your property drops every year. And also big news the other day, Tesla moved $760 million worth of Bitcoin to an unknown wallet. So they're questioning, is Elon selling? Max responded, he's depositing it at Howard Lutnick's new Bitcoin bank, and he'll use it as collateral to borrow against. So there you go. Back to our TA, yo. Here you're looking at the 1 hour chart. Bitcoin circles 68 Gs October 16th after setting new 11-week highs into the Wall Street Open. Gotta love that. Trading views showed Bitcoin price upside resuming as the bulls eclipsed the peak of a leverage-driven fake out just the day before. Volatility was noticeable. Analyzing order book conditions, Sku warned over manipulation, quoting him here. Very active spoofing going on here today. 1% to 2.5% gap between ask and bid liquidity. So without passive flows, there is room for taker-driven volatility today. And that was the 5-minute chart you're looking at right there. Sku noted that below 67, late long positions on derivative markets were at risk of collapsing in a liquidation cascade. The bulk of the buy pressure came from Binance and Bitfinex spot buyers around the Wall Street Open who mimicked the moves from the day prior. And quoting material indicators, Fire Chart's bin CVD once again shows all order classes buying the Bitcoin. Bid liquidity is stacking above 66,000 and 70,000 is coming into focus. Do the Bitcoin bulls have enough momentum to make a sustainable run to the all-time high territory? I propose the same question in my poll, so please do answer. So some were more than confident that sellers could capitulate and return to the bull market. And quoting crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Popp, Bitcoin is aiming for the new all-time highs, he predicted. The trend has switched. I think we'll see this happening in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Send it. We'll see that new all-time high and likely $90,000 per biddy before the end of the year. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Mikhail Van de Popp. Now, dollar surge makes Bitcoin traders nervous. In a curious contrast, Bitcoin/USD gained in tandem with the US dollar, the two indexes breaking with their traditional inverse correlation. The US dollar index, we know as the DXY, reached 103, its highest level since August 8th, another day on which Bitcoin had a major upside of nearly 12%. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin will continue to go up in purchasing power as the dollar will continue to go down. That's a mathematical certainty. And checking out some of the live charts, so some live TNA for the fam here. This is via TradingView via Coinbase. This is the 1 hour chart. You can see yesterday, massive bullish momentum with that crazy big Godzilla green candle, but it was immediately followed by a correction back down. And then we've been inching back and we're currently at that 68,000 level right now. So 70,000 in play. New all-time high price discovery, 73.8 in play as well, if you're to ask me, especially here in October. And checking out the 4 hour chart, very bullish. I love it. Look at that. We do have a green target at 81.3, and we do have a bear target in the green at 47.9, practically 48, but looking pretty strong here overall. And checking out the 1 day chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 of the past 7 daily candle closes were pretty impressive green. Bullish candles with an itty bitty crack of red a few days ago. So I think this bullish momentum likely to continue here in Q4. Let me know your thoughts. Clearly, there's a massive rising wedge formation, very bullish. And zooming out from there, let's check out the weekly chart. Survey says we have a cup and handle pattern sitting at 123,800 target. Pretty lit. I personally think we are likely to hit this here in Q4 as well. Let me know your thoughts and I'll read those comments out loud. But first, let's take a quick check at the 1 month chart. Bullish momentum, I think likely to continue into a strong October close, followed by a strong November and December close to wrap up 2024 heading into 2025. And I think in 2025, we most likely hit the cycle peak for the cycle. And we may have a continued cycle as well. Let me know your thoughts and shout out everyone here in the stream. Next headline, let's discuss a Trump pump. Headline here, Trump pump, Bitcoin climbs 2.5 month high as Trump widens the lead. I mean, here's the poly market data. Pro-Bitcoin Donald Trump takes the biggest lead in the election thus far, up 20% in the odds. And this is legit because there's actually money on this. Donald has 567 million in volume and Kamala 384 million. So her chances are all the way down to 39.9% as far as the odds are concerned, and Trump above 60%. Let's go. So yeah, Bitcoin price reach a more than a 2.5 month high as its correlation with Trump's election winning odds seem to align. The Bitcoin price rose almost 10% over the past week, surpassing 68.2 for the first time since the end of July. The rally occurred shortly after Trump's lead over Vice Pres Harris rose to a record high in the leading decentralized predictions market. That's right. Trump's odds of winning the presidential election stood at 60%, while Harris slid to 39%. Wah, wah. Sorry. 'Tis what it is. But that's according to data today, October 16th, according to the Polymarket data I just pulled up. Now, Trump is generally seen as a more innovation-friendly candidate for the crypto space, while some investors are concerned that a potential Harris presidency could stifle or will stifle blockchain innovation through more restrictive regulations. I think that's a given. What are your thoughts? Now, Peter Schiff calls Bitcoin a Trump pump. While the Bitcoin price is influenced by various factors, economist Shifty labeled the current rally as a meaningless Trump-inspired rally, quoting the Schiffmeister. While everyone is focused on the meaningless Trump-inspired Bitcoin pump, they're missing the significance of gold hitting another record high, above 2680. Bitcoin may be up more, but it has remained range-bound for 7 months as gold sets one record high after another. And I think he's referring to like gold breaking out, hitting maybe 20 or so respective all-time highs, but it's still under $2,700, right? So it is what it is. The Polymarket odds flipped in Trump's favor back on October 4th, marking a sharp reversal from September. And by October 12th, Trump was leading by 10 points. The Bitcoin price bottomed above 60,300 October 10th, days after Trump began the lead. The price has risen more than 13% since its monthly bottom on October 10th. So is Bitcoin sentiment correlated with Trump's election odds? Well, according to Thomas Farrer, CEO of the crypto-focused review platform Apollo, he also sees an apparent correlation between Trump election odds and the Bitcoin price, quoting him here. For every 1% rise in the Trump probability of winning, Bitcoin price rises by $1,000. We'll let that metric continue to soar. Trump's odds winning the election seem to have a direct correlation with the crypto investor sentiment. The Crypto Greed and Fear Index also switched from fear to neutral to now in greed, just like that. So you already know. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this gap will continue to widen and Trump's odds of winning the presidential election, according to Polymarket, will increase? Or do you think this will, the opposite of widen, lessen? Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, welcome everyone just joining the stream. What's popping? MSTR, as you know, has been making headlines. Their shares soar 1,540% since 2020, obviously outperforming the S&P 500. Their stocks outperformed every single company in the S&P since 2020, fueling market expectations for more continued bullish momentum. MicroStrategy shares have seen significant growth over the past 4 years, according to Arkham intelligence firm. They shared here, MicroStrategy has outperformed every company in the S&P since August of 2020. Quite impressive. The data comes nearly 3 weeks after leveraged MicroStrategy ETFs surpassed $400 million in net assets, driven by retail investor appetite for leveraged Bitcoin exposure. MicroStrategy is one of the first publicly traded companies to hold Bitcoin on the balance sheet. MicroStrategy stock could have headed for more upside momentum, according to analyst Tyler Durden, who shared the following. The secret Wall Street doesn't want you to know is the bigger the gray box, the bigger the bounce. Bounce. Come on, bounce. His analysis suggests MicroStrategy stock continue to rise, and over the past 4 years, MicroStrategy price surged by more than 1,540%, while the S&P grew just by 111%. Wah, wah. Yeah, so despite MicroStrategy's strong performance, the company is unlikely to be added to the S&P 500 anytime soon, according to market participants. Interesting. An S&P 500 listing is probably not coming anytime soon, said Kim, associate professor of finance at Santa Clara University Levy School of Business. What do these business professionals from universities really know at the end of the day? I'm just questioning everything. What is concerning for MSTR is that a candidate for listing on the S&P must have been profitable in the most recent year and quarter to qualify. And according to Kim, MicroStrategy had consistently seen a negative bottom line, with the exception of the fourth quarter of 2023, which was insufficient to bring it to the overall positive net income. Well, I think MicroStrategy will continue to outpace every single stock in the S&P 500, regardless if it's in or not. You got to be in. You got to jump in to swim. But nonetheless, MicroStrategy's been crushing it. It's even been outperforming, obviously, even Bitcoin. So let me know if you think that trend will likely continue. And shout out to the Giga Chad, Mikey Saylor. And speaking of Mikey Saylor,
which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and
5. Let's continue with the headlines, capital gains tax. I wasn't so fond to see this headline. Italy considers raising capital gains tax on Bitcoin to 42%. 42% from 26%. Which I take it is where it's currently at. So let's break this one down. The Italiano government is considering increasing the capital gains tax for investments in Bitcoin to 42% from 26%, according to Deputy Economy Minister Leo. Speaking at a news conference in Chigi, October 16th, he commented on Italy's new budget bill, which the Council of Ministers approved. The minister said, the withholding tax on Bitcoin capital gains should rise to 42%, according to the budget bill. I think that is theft. At the end of the day, however, I think it'll encourage more hodling. So, I mean, that's the silver lining, really. Who the hell is going to want to sell their Bitcoin to pay a 42% capital gains tax, right? Would you? Let me know. Leo also said the bill would remove the minimum revenue requirement for Italy's web tax, or the digital service tax, which was introduced as part of the country's budget in 2019. The digital service tax now applies to companies that generate at least 750 million euros, which is 817 million USD in the past calendar year. Well, that's pretty substantial. And at least 5.5 million euros, 6 million USD in revenue from the operating digital services in Italy, according to the minister. On capital gains from Bitcoin, the withholding tax increases from 26 to 42%. On web tax revenue, we are working to eliminate the ceiling of 750 million euros and 5 million in Italy. Therefore, we're eliminating the threshold. See, I can't stand taxes even to begin with. So you already know my stance on increasing taxes, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. The news came as Italy's government approved a 30 billion euro budget, 33 billion USD, that is, for 2025, which would be partly funded by a levy on the Italiano banks and issuers. And according to the Associated Press report, the new budget measures have yet to receive a nod from the Italian parliament. A final vote is expected by the end of the year. Well, hopefully they vote that ish down. And on October 15th, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni announced that the Italian government is expected to raise 3.5 billion euros from banks and insurance companies to improve public services and help the most vulnerable citizens. Quoting Meloni here, as we promised, there will be no new taxes for citizens. I dig Meloni, and I like that sentiment. Healthcare and the most vulnerable to ensure better services. Well said. Now, Italy's Senate increased the capital gains tax on crypto asset trading over 2,000 euros to 26% late 2022 as part of its approved budget for 2023. Now, speaking of taxes, I also hear Harris is looking to increase capital gains tax on investments as well in the States from 20%, which is my understanding where it's currently at, to 45%, more than double. That's like 150% increase. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't sound so good. And then she looks to add a new tax, unprecedented, which would be a tax on unrealized gains. Imagine that. Imagine being a hodler and being a disciplined investor, whether it's with real estate, gold, whatever, Bitcoin, crypto, and then having to pay an insane unrealized gains tax for something unrealized that you haven't even taken advantage of. Insanity. So I hope that doesn't turn into fruition, but that's what we're up against right now. Headline here reads, Bitcoin DOM hits 3.5% year high as the altcoins get left behind. 3.5-year high. Let's go. That's right. The Bitcoin market share reached its highest level since April of 2021 as the crypto price continued to climb amid a muted altcoin market. Sorry, alts. Bitcoin's dominance hit a 3.5-year high of 58.77% during late trading yesterday, October 15th. The same time it hit a 10-week high of 67.8, according to TradingView. And since then, we're even higher. We're now above 68.2. And Bitcoin retraced sharply to 64.8 before climbing back just above 67 with a market cap of $1.3 trillion, family. And we're even higher right now. The Bitcoin increase in dominance has historically been bad for the alts, and Bitcoin gained 2.5% on the day, while the alts traded mostly flat or dropped. Womp womp. Still, some traders think the Bitcoin dominance will be short-lived and soon crash, which they claim will open the market for the alts to rise. For example, we have Benjamin Cohen. He predicts Bitcoin dominance would top out at 60%, while crypto investor Coach Crypto claimed, or Coach K Crypto, never heard of him, Bitcoin's dominance had peaked for this cycle. Bullshit. That's what he thinks, though. It's all good. Soon enough, there are going to be a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance, they said. This will lead to meme coins and other major alts. So what does this lead me to believe? These particular investors or analysts are very heavy in alts, and they're just trying to speak that false narrative into reality that the alts are going to do so well against Bitcoin. But what happens if Bitcoin continues to eat away at the alt market? That's my prediction, so keep that in mind. But quoting him here, soon enough, there's going to be a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance, will lead to meme coins and others getting a taste. Then we have who shared the Bitcoin dominance is about to crash hard. Again, I disagree here. Ether is historically one of the first assets to move when the Bitcoin dominance declines, but the Ether to Bitcoin ratio, I mean, look at this. ETH not looking so good. A conversion rate of Bitcoin to ETH is close to its lowest level since April of 2021, falling below 0.039 again this week. According to TradingView, I mean, the numbers don't lie. The charts don't lie. Since hitting a fresh high of 73.7 in March, current all-time high, Bitcoin has been trading mostly sideways, but it's now approaching a key psychological level, the 2021 high of 69 G's, baby, which it held for 3 years. Institutional investors are still keen on Bitcoin, with the 11 U.S. spot ETFs seeing net inflows of 371 million just yesterday. The products have seen more than 1.1 billion in aggregate inflows over the past 3 trading days, according to Farside data. So there you have it, yo. Let me know your thoughts, your synopsis, your hypothesis on where Bitcoin will likely go as far as dominance is concerned. Holla. Now for our feature story of the day. Lights go mega green. Trader unveils massive Bitcoin price target for Bitcoin, smashing $142,000 abrupt Bitcoin rally. So let's break this baby down. Welcome y'all just joining the live. So yeah, closely followed crypto analyst believes the lights are green for Bitcoin to finally break out of its lengthy consolidation period. It's time. Analyst Jack Sparrow tells his 250,000 followers on X the Bitcoin is clear for a takeoff after moving above 62.8. That's right. The trader shares a chart suggesting the Bitcoin will initially ascend to 70 G's. We're less than 2,000 away at the time of the live stream, before a brief dip in a rally towards his first target of that coveted 6-figure milestone, $100,000. Quoting him here. Pray with me. If we don't fizzle the next few weeks and finally get the breakout, the target for the next larger pause to start sits around $106,000. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now, based on the chart right here in your face, he also seems to predict Bitcoin will skyrocket to $142,000 per coin. Can you send the Omega candle? Let me know. And can you see this coming into fruition? And by what month? Holla. So Jack Sparrow's not the only crypto strategist who says Bitcoin looks poised for a massive breakout. We also have pseudonymous trader Pentoshi, who shared with his 800,000 followers on X. The Bitcoin appears to have formed a rounding bottom pattern on the weekly time frame. A rounding bottom structure suggests an asset is primed for a bullish price action as demand picks up over time. Quoting Pentoshi, kind of hard to imagine this doesn't make a new all-time high soon. Obviously, I thought it was already going to happen and was wrong on the time we would spend in this range. But this looks really constructive for a new all-time high, with the bottom rounding off and having so much time up here. That's right. Hoping for those who have been patient that this is rewarded soon for you all. Are you ready to reap those rewards? And what are your thoughts regarding the $142,000 target? And by what month do you think we'll likely ascend to 142 G's? Here's my personal prediction. My scenario for cycle peak, I believe it's still going to be in 2025 because historically, that's what history has shown us. Every year preceding the halving, we hit the cycle peak. This was true for the first 3 halvings. We just entered the 4th halving on April 19th, where the minor rewards got slashed in half. So back in 2012 was the first halving, 2013 cycle peak all-time high. Then 2016 halving, next year 2017 cycle peak all-time high was roughly 20 G's. I remember that was the year I got involved. And then 2020 next halving, following year, it was November 10th of 2021, we hit the all-time high. So that was in Q4 as well, and that was 69 G's. We're currently just on the cusp of reclaiming that previous cycle peak. And again, this is the year of the halving. So my prediction, Q4, I think we hit that weekly cup and handle pattern target, which is currently 123,000. I think that occurs sometime between now and December, Q4 of 2024. But I do think the cycle peak will occur sometime next year. I don't know if it'll be the first quarter, second, third, or fourth quarter. I have no idea, but I am pretty confident we're going to hit multiple six figures. I think we can go as high for a bull scenario, 750,000 per coin. Bear scenario, in my humble opinion, 222,000 per coin. So the medium average would be ballpark not quarter million, but a $500,000 per coin, right in alignment with Plan B stock to flow model. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with that bullish price trajectory. And what about 142, JV? Yeah, I think that will most likely happen in Q1 of 2025. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Light up the chat. I appreciate it. I'm going to read your comments out loud and welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We got 919 people here live and in the flesh on X, Rumble, and to YouTube. Jen Murphy says, I think 142,000 by spring 2025 is reasonable. Right on. Thank you for sharing. You're not bullish enough. Right on. Next October will melt faces. I agree with you there, JBZ. I hope 74,000 with one hand. Want to buy more? But 100,000 on the other. Let's go, Jose. Welcome, y'all. Yeah, also there's a live poll. October Bitcoin price peak prediction. If you're on the YouTube, make sure to let us know where you think will likely be. I'm about to end the poll, and then we're going to read the results here any moment. So welcome, y'all, just joining us. Let me know your thoughts regarding some of these predictions and targets I share with you from the analysts. And here we go. Surveys in. October Bitcoin price peak prediction. 42% of you say between 68 and 73,000. 31% of you say 74 and 79 Gs. 13% say 85,000 plus, and 12% say between $80 and $84,000. That was out of 188 votes. So thank you for participating. Laser says 142, 145 is the next leg up, and to January the consolidation towards 105. Can't stack sats fast enough. The realest ish I've ever heard.